It's a legal document, it has legal consequences. It's really important that you read and understand it. I know it's not a great read or a noteworthy novel, but you are legally bound by it. Your lease protects your property manager, owner, and you. Your lease may or may not have the language joint and several. If it does, know the impact. It can be big. If your agreement is joint and several or you have more than one person signed on the lease, you alone or all of you can be held responsible. That includes the non-payment of rent, fees, damages to your place, or violations that roommates, guests, or even those guys who just showed up for the party. You are responsible, even if you aren't there. Paying your rent. Best advice? Pay on time or pay early. Rent and other monthly fees are due on or before the due date. Even if the due date falls on a weekend or holiday, it's still due on that date. Don't get hit with late fees. They're a nightmare and can really add up. If you can't pay your rent on time, call the office and let them know your situation ahead of time. If you call on or after the due date, you're usually out of luck.
Your lease may require or strongly recommend renter's insurance. Get it, and get it for your entire lease term, even if it's not required. It can be disastrous if something happens to your place or your stuff if you don't have insurance. For instance, let's say your pipes break, or maybe a tree hits the building, or a fire occurs, even a small one. The property manager and the owner are not responsible for acts they can't control. They do not have to pay for temporary or alternative housing or food, and they don't have to pay for your stuff. The cost of good renter's insurance is usually very low. Get fully covered. Know if it's enough coverage for you and your stuff. Not everyone has the same needs. You may have a minimum stated in your lease agreement. Should something ever happen, it's the best money spent. Get it, it's worth it. Your lease may require you to have a lease guarantee from a qualified person, usually a parent or guardian. This document must be signed and sometimes notarized and returned to the landlord by the date required in your lease. Also, your place can only have so many occupants. This is the number of people allowed by law to live in your unit. It's a city or county ordinance or code. Don't sign 3 people on the lease and then have 6 live there. It's a violation. You can be evicted and the fines can be huge. We've seen one fine over $15,000. Yeah, that's right, over $15,000.
Please, don't do anything illegal in your unit or on the property. This includes anyone who visits you. No drugs, no underage drinking, keep the noise in check, follow all federal, state, or local laws, even if they are not spelled out in your lease. If you're in doubt, you probably shouldn't do it. And if you want your security deposit back at the end of your lease term, expect to find the following. Generally, your security deposit cannot be used to pay any portion of rent or fees, including your last month's rent. There may be some cleaning or other fees held back, so clean, deep clean if necessary, including ovens, cooktops, refrigerators, bathrooms, toilets, baseboards, windows, doors, etc. I think you get the picture. Check your lease and with your management company to find out what's required. Your security deposit is usually returned within a specific time period after the end of your lease term. Check your lease agreement for all your details on the security deposit and what to expect. And one more thing on your lease. Make sure you keep a copy of it in a safe place. Consider storing it in your computer or with other important documents.